everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a 90s action masterpiece. A film that redefined the genre with its explosive set pieces, unforgettable characters, and a surprising amount of heart. I'm talking about the 1996 blockbuster, The story ignites with a man pushed to his absolute limit, and that Alphonse Soumail, a decorated and highly respected Marine, has spent his life serving his country. But beneath the uniform lies a deep well of frustration. He's seen too many of his elite soldiers die in covert missions the government publicly denies ever happened. Their families receive no recognition, no compensation, just silence. For Hummel, this isn't just an injustice. It's a betrayal of the highest order. Driven by a fierce sense of honor, Hummel decides he can no longer stand by. He assembles a team of loyal former Marines and executes a shocking plan. They steal a cache of VX nerve gas missiles, one of the deadliest chemical weapons ever created. Their target, not a foreign enemy, but a symbol of American history, Alcatraz Island. They seize the former prison, taking a group of unsuspecting tourists hostage. Hummel issues his ultimatum to the government: pay $100 million to the families of his fallen men, or he will unleash chemical hell upon the city of San Francisco. With the clock ticking and millions of lives hanging in the balance, the Pentagon scrambles. A national security crisis of this magnitude requires an unprecedented response. They assemble a team of elite Navy SEALs, led by the capable Commander Henderson, to storm the island fortress. But Alcatraz isn't just any prison. It's a concrete labyrinth designed to be inescapable. The SEALs are the best of the best, but they're going in blind. They need an inside man, someone who knows every secret passage, every hidden weakness of the rock. Their solution is unconventional, to say the least. They turn to a man who's been locked away for decades, a ghost in the system, held without trial. John Patrick Mason, a former British intelligence agent. Mason is a living legend, the only man to have ever successfully escaped from Alcatraz and lived to tell the tale. He's cynical, dangerous, and trusts no one, but he's their only hope. To handle the chemical threat, they pair him with Dr. Stanley Goodspeed, a brilliant but desk-bound FBI chemical weapons specialist. Goodspeed knows everything about VX gas, but he's never fired a gun in his life. He's about to get the most extreme field training imaginable. This unlikely duo, the hardened convict and the lab nerd, are now tasked with saving an entire city. The mission begins under the cover of darkness. The Navy SEAL team, with Mason and Goodspeed in tow, infiltrates Alcatraz through its underwater network of tunnels. The tension is palpable. Every shadow could hide an enemy. But Hummel's men are not just soldiers. They're specialists, trained for this exact scenario. The infiltration goes horribly wrong. The SEALs are led into a brutal ambush in the prison's shower room. In a hail of gunfire, Commander Anderson and his entire team are wiped out. The meticulously planned assault is over in minutes. Suddenly, Mason and Goodspeed are the only ones left. The plan is in tatters, and their armed backup is gone. They are alone, deep inside enemy territory, hunted by a dozen of the most highly trained Marines on the planet. The dynamic between them is immediate and electric. Mason, the seasoned warrior, is all instinct and action, while Goodspeed is all intellect and anxiety. They constantly clash, their worlds and personalities completely at odds. Yet, they have no choice. They must rely on each other to survive and complete the mission. Failure isn't an option. As Mason and Goodspeed navigate the treacherous prison, another conflict is brewing within the ranks of the hostage takers. General Hummel is starting to have second thoughts. He's a patriot, a man of principle. The threat was meant to be a bluff, a way to force the government's hand and secure justice for his men. He never truly intended to unleash the poison and kill innocent civilians. However, some of his subordinates, particularly the hot-headed Captain Fry and Captain Darrow, are far more radical. They see the mission differently. For them, it's about revenge and profit. They are more than willing to launch the missiles and watch the world burn. The tension escalates, and a mutiny begins to simmer. Hummel, the charismatic leader, is slowly losing control of his own men and his own mission. His honorable intentions are being twisted into something monstrous. Back in the bowels of Alcatraz, the race against time becomes frantic. Mason guides them through the decaying prison, using his old escape routes and knowledge of the island's secrets to evade capture. Goodspeed, meanwhile, faces his own nightmare, disarming the incredibly complex and volatile VX missiles. Each one is a puzzle with a deadly consequence for any mistake. The pressure is immense. They find the first rocket, and Goodspeed, with trembling hands, manages to disable it just seconds before they're discovered. They fight their way through more of Hummel's men, a chaotic dance of survival where Goodspeed has quick thinking and Mason's combat prowess just barely keep them alive. They find more missiles and the pattern repeats, a tense, nail-biting, disarming process followed by a desperate fight or flight. But their luck can't hold forever. The mutiny among Hummel's men finally boils over. Captain Fry, tired of Hummel's hesitation, takes command. He orders the launch of a missile. As the rocket streaks towards San Francisco, all hope seems lost. But Goodspeed, using a signal flare and his knowledge of the missile's guidance, manages to change its trajectory at the last possible second. The missile veers off course and explodes harmlessly over the water. It's a temporary victory, but it proves the threat is very, very real. This act of defiance solidifies the rift. Hummel confronts his rogue soldiers, trying to regain control and stop the madness. He declares the mission over, but it's too late. A firefight erupts between Hummel and his mutinous men. In the ensuing chaos, the general is fatally wounded. He was a man who crossed a terrible line for what he believed was a just cause, only to be betrayed by the very men he led. In his final moments, a dying Hummel, with a flicker of his old honor, reveals the location of the last remaining missile to Goodspeed. He dies a tragic figure, his noble crusade corrupted from within. With Hummel gone, only Captain Fry and the most ruthless mercenaries remain. The final showdown is inevitable. Mason and Goodspeed confront them in a desperate, brutal battle for the last missile. It's a raw, visceral fight to the death. Using every bit of strength and ingenuity they have left, the unlikely pair manages to defeat Fry and his men, securing the final rocket and ending the threat once and for all. Just as the dust settles, F-18 fighter jets, sent to bomb the island as a last resort, are screaming overhead. Goodspeed frantically signals them with green flares, calling off the strike just moments before they would have been obliterated. The crisis is over. San Francisco is safe. But for John Mason, the danger hasn't passed. The government agents who arrive have no intention of letting him go free. He's still a prisoner, but Stanley Goodspeed is no longer the timid scientist he was at the start of this ordeal. He's a changed man. He makes a choice. He lies to his superiors, telling them Mason was killed in an explosion. He honors the unspoken bond forged in the crucible of Alcatraz, and gives Mason the one thing he was denied for 30 years, his freedom. As Mason disappears into the shadows, he leaves Goodspeed with one final secret, the location of a microfilm containing some of the government's darkest secrets, the very reason he was imprisoned in the first place. The film ends on this powerfully bittersweet note. It's a thrilling action movie, for sure, but it's also a story about shades of gray. It questions the nature of patriotism, the weight of loyalty, and the price of doing the right thing in a world that often rewards the wrong choices. It's a masterclass in filmmaking and storytelling, and it's why The Rock remains a classic that holds up so incredibly well today. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite films. Let me know in the comments what you think of The Rock. See you in the next video.